Hey there, Max here, and today we're going to be watching another Reggie video. This one is, I used a clown army to decimate my enemies, and oh dear god, that sounds terrifying. Not too sure exactly what this is going to be about. I just saw the image and the definition, and well, this could only be so many things. A clown army, what in the world could this possibly even be about? I guess the only way to find out is to find out, so let's go ahead and get this started up here. If you enjoy, please do leave a like. If not, leave a dislike. If there's anything else you want me to react towards, please put it in the comments, and please do subscribe to help build up my community, and follow along with my reactions and Let's Plays. Let's go ahead and get this pulling up. Reggie, what sort of madness do you have for us today?
There Are No Orcs is...
Oh! Okay, I know this game. Actually, I kind of enjoy this game, but I don't recall clowns being anything in this game. It's a hilarious game, not gonna lie. The humans are orcs, and the dwarves are goblins, and for some reason, the elves are apparently lizard men. I love it, but yeah, it gets silly. Let's go ahead and get this going.
It's an indie auto battler about destroying your enemies. But what is an auto battler? If an auto battler is a game about strategically deploying tactical assets before surrendering control and seeing what happens.
Okay, it's very fun playing with those little catty things. It's kind of fun. You can just kind of build up like a whole bunch of them, and they sort of, how do we describe it? The more of them you have, they kind of grow exponentially. They're pretty crazy. It's fun. Try it. It's fun.
Then is deploying my car onto the highway and taking my hands off the wheel a form of auto battling? Is slipping your friend LSD and watching as he loses grasp on reality an...
Yeah, how about octopus on it? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to question it.
And of course, is the day-to-day struggle against the meaninglessness of
Hey,
our
Nikocado!
existence some abstract auto battler raging within...
I don't think Sisyphus ever pushed with his... You think maybe that's why Sisyphus never made it to the top, is because he was always pushing with his hands?
In our very soul. As with any thought experiment, the answer is that it doesn't matter. Literally, the only thing that...
Okay, that's a very dark way of doing the trolley problem.
That matters is developing our economy, deploying our military, and beating the shit out of the people on the other side of the field. And that's exactly what we'll be doing today in There Are No Orcs. By utilizing infinite clown cloning, genetically modified dinosaurs, and inconceivable wealth generation, we will attempt to beat this game on some of the hardest difficulties. But before we...
Okay, so I said I played this game. I've not played it nearly to the amount of that. I played basically a few rounds. I unlocked the demons and I unlocked the dwarves. Or I should say the demons and the dwarves, quote unquote. But clown? I've not unlocked the clown, and oh my god, I can already tell this is gonna get insane. Because I know that this game can let you do some crazy stuff.
Before we go any further, I have to tell you something. 7 months ago, I had a traumatic experience.
This is the ad, isn't it?
It was late at night, and I had nothing to do, so I downloaded a mobile game. However,
well, that was your first problem.
This was no normal game. In fact, it was the worst game I have ever played. The graphics made no sense, all the text was in Mandarin, and every time I took damage, I would receive a text message telling me that one of my family members died. The 4 hours I spent playing that game have scarred me immensely, and
yeah, League of Legends can really do that to you.
Ever since then, I have dedicated myself to the philosophy of quality control. These things need to be tested before they hit the market.
Is this real game?
Which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, TesterUp. TesterUp is an online platform that will pay you money for testing apps and answering survey questions. The entire process is so simple, even a monkey could do it. Just sign up, choose an app, and begin testing. For example, let's take a look at my account, which I definitely use all the time. I'll select this game here, play it for 20 minutes, offer my most insightful feedback, and just like that, I made a couple bucks. Full disclosure, this won't replace your full-time job, but if you'd like a bit of extra cash, it is certainly an option. TesterUp is entirely free of charge, easy to register for, and it has a 4.2 star rating on...
You think they have anything equivalent to that for the ads they throw on these kind of things?
Trustpilot with over 22 million users. Sometimes, me and all of my corporate billionaire friends like to sit around a big boardroom table and compare TesterUp accounts just for fun. Dear God, Paul Allen got paid up to $80 for a single test, and he's able to withdraw directly to his bank within 24 hours? I think I need to lay down. around.
This is suspicious as hell, man.
So don't delay, try Tester Up for free on PC or mobile. And as a bonus, if you sign up using my link in the comments or QR code, you'll receive a $5 credit to your account. Thank you, Tester Up. Now back to the video.
You know that whole thing about when things sound too good to be true? Well, I guess maybe you do have to go deal with a whole bunch of these Chinese knockoff games that you have absolutely no idea if they're actually viruses that's going to blow up your phone. So maybe that's the downside.
First thing you're going to realize upon launching this game is that it is very Chinese. So I recommend swapping to English, at which point we can begin.
I don't think mine had that issue.
Our objective is quite simple. Destroy the enemy base and kill everyone inside. In order to do this, we'll first need to decide what commander to use, which necessarily requires us to grapple with several intense moral dilemmas. For example, is it ethically acceptable to incinerate thousands of people with a nuclear bomb if I'm wearing a cool Hawaiian shirt?
Oh, totally.
Is it okay to hyperinflate the global currency and then use a giant dog to eat anyone who disagrees with you? And of course, can I have sex with a dragon?
You know, the answer may surprise you.
Based on your answer to these questions, you'll have a clear sense of which commander to use. Now, we will be playing on increasingly high difficulties, which means we have to be very deliberate with our choices and save our strongest strategies for last.
And also a little lucky for the early draw cards.
So we're going to start with Alistar. This is a dwarf commander who specializes in dinosaurs and genetic manipulation.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, we will be playing with a difficulty modifier that causes meteors to plummet from the sky.
Ooh, you know, that's normally a counter for dinosaurs.
Which has historically been a strong counter to the dinosaur meta.
Okay, you can't get me for pre-watching. That's just an obvious one.
Regardless, we'll do our best. Loading into the map, there are a few basic things to understand. Our enemy
I've never played as the dwarves in this one, so this will be interesting
is
to
all
see.
the way over here, protected by several towers. As we push down the towers, we'll gain control of these resource nodes and unlock several relics which can shape our build. But don't get
Ooh, enemy towers. I like that one. That early, if you get that letter of treason one very early, that can be very fun.
Get your hopes up, because I'm about to hit you with the cold water. As dwarves, we have the most fucked up economic system in the game.
Dwarves.
It is a well-known fact that dwarves are sexually attracted to machinery, which is why our most valuable
Yeah, that tracks.
resource is gears. The problem is that the main method of producing gears is by spending gold, and the main method of producing gold is by spending gears. This is essentially an autocatalytic cycle, a reaction whose products rely on each other to amplify their own production.
This is one of the things I do like about the game, is that each of these races has their own way of generating like an income source of things. Demons have this soul thing. Humans, of course, just have straight up cash. And looks like the dwarves have a mix mash of cash and gears.
Might sound cool, but it's basically what caused the 2008 financial crisis. So our first objective is to decouple our gold income from our gear income, such that one of them crashing won't necessarily destroy our entire economy. After some deliberation, I have decided that the safest way to accomplish this is to speculate on the stock market. Much like a degenerate gambler betting his rent on the number of cars passing through an intersection, I too feel the need to
Is that really a thing?
risk it all. Which is why I spent our entire life savings on several unregulated stock exchanges. These buildings take 20 gold and then give us back anywhere from 1 to 100. It is gambling, but the math checks out and it doesn't require any gears. We still have about 60.
I mean, if it's 0 to 100, all I have to do is make it be over 20, and it makes its money back, right?
60 seconds until the first enemy wave shows up, so I decide to finalize our opening build with a few gear factories and a military base to produce an endless supply of child soldiers. These,
As one does.
brave warriors will carry our empire forward into a gilded age by repeatedly running down the field and capturing this gold mine before getting shot in the face. I know, that's kind of a bleak existence.
That first summon is a very important one, because you gotta get that mine to get some actual cash up on.
But it's only going to get worse, because the first enemy wave has spawned in, and we now have a front row seat to watch our marines get their faces ripped off by some kind of demon cat things. In fact, if you zoom in very closely, you can almost hear the Marines desperately begging us to triple the defense budget. So I thought about that, internalized it, and decided to grab a few more stock markets.
Sounds about right.
But don't worry, Marine, we also got a construction site. This building increases our total capacity for gears, which will soon become very important. Now, I love big hunky space marines as much as the next guy, but if we want to survive the upcoming demon onslaught, we're going to need something with a bit more stopping power.
Because as you imagine, the longer the game goes on, the worse the enemy gets. Oh boy.
So I save up some gold and upgrade our commander to level 2. This unlocks new tier 2 buildings for us and also gives us a free relic. In this
God, I really want to play this game again.
game, relics range from painfully mid to game-breaking super weapons. And luckily,
Oh, the Nemers! Those things can get really out of hand really quickly.
we got the latter. By selecting Crusher Robot, we can increase our total gear storage by 2 every time we kill a person. If you can't see why that is incredibly powerful, then you need to broaden the horizons of your intended genocide. With enough carnage, this will single-handedly skyrocket our gear capacity. But
And there's definitely a lot of death.
why does that matter? I'll tell you why. The goddamn IRS is why. Because each tax office that we construct generates us 5% of our current gears. And if we have the capacity to hold
Interest!
thousands of gears, then we can run that number up very high very quickly. In essence, we have deliberately dismantled our original industrialized economy and replaced the entire thing with gambling and taxation, just as God intended. It's
Okay, I gotta say, I love any kind of game that lets you use an interest mechanic. Because I'm one of those people who likes to turtle up defensively and just hoard a whole bunch of money. That's just kind of my style, so I love that strategy.
all very
I do wonder where the clowns are going to come involved.
exciting, but less exciting is the fact that the enemies are now using fire imps. So it's time for us to respond as if we've never even heard the word proportionality in our entire lives. Enemy army using shitty fire imps? Yeah, I'll just develop a Triceratops breeding facility and platonically crush their balls. In response, the
The funny thing is, every single one of these little side champion characters, each one of them has their own unique buildings and playstyles, alongside the uniqueness of the races themselves. So go hog wild. You can go nuts with each one of these guys. It's awesome.
enemies start fielding suicide bombers, and we double down with pterodactyls and raptors. The arms race has truly begun. Now, the value in these dinosaurs is that we can spend gears to use our commander's gene editing ability to upgrade them with additional stats. Currently, they only have a few bonuses, but once we get some gear stockpiled, this will get absolutely insane. The dino spam allows us to finally destroy the first 2 towers while upgrading our commander to level 4. This gives us access to a pretty busted relic combo in Armor Order and Pre-Order bonus. Here's how it works. Armor Order lets us buy these buildings, and each one that we buy permanently gives our units 30% more health. But Pre-Order bonus doubles any effects we get from buying buildings. So we're now able to buff our dinos by 60% at a time, which has quickly turned all of them into late game tanks. Unfortunately,
230, you call that late game? Oh, it gets so much worse.
the enemy has just unlocked.
You should see the druid class. You get these plants that you can very slowly and then very quickly grow their health bars as like stationary turrets. Then you use your special power, and then how much ever health they had as those turrets, they all just it gets big. I'm telling you, I like that one. That's a fun one.
Tier 5 demons, winged grenadiers, and Lemure summoners. The grenadiers are just flying dickheads with grenades.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's about right.
self-explanatory. But the Lemure summoner is a far more insidious type of malevolence. Much like someone who has 50 children to offset their tax bill, the Lemure summoner is a member of the welfare state. The summoner doesn't contribute anything to the war. Instead, they just sit in the back line, popping out dozens of low-level demons until eventually slowly accumulating a critical mass and crushing your society under the weight of their child army. Under normal circumstances, that would be a
Let me know in the comments if you want me to play through each of the races in this game or anything, because that would actually be a fun idea for me.
giant pain in the ass. However, right now, endless hordes of demon babies is exactly what we want, because for each demon we kill, we're increasing our gear storage, and after only a few minutes of this demon infanticide, we've got it to over 7,000. This is allowing our tax offices to generate obscene amounts of resources while we upgrade our commander to level 5. This is where shit gets real.
Oh, yeah.
Because level 5 unlocks the Gene Factory. This facility allows us to combine genes from different species in order to invent the ultimate life form. Sometimes, when I gaze out into the abyss of the online landscape and observe the myriad horrors which inhabit it, I cannot help but feel unnerved. Like I am looking at something which used to be human, but is now just an ungodly amalgamation of genetic material collected from aborted pig fetuses and alien DNA. I genuinely believe these people are...
I think I recognize about 4 of those people, and okay, yeah, they're all crazy.
Coming from some kind of clandestine gene factory, but I just can't prove it. Fortunately, in our gene factory, we won't be concocting any such homunculi. Instead, this building produces a random dinosaur.
Is anybody just hearing Jurassic Park music all of a sudden?
But it gives it the genetic bonuses of all dinosaurs, which at the moment equates to plus 140 attack, plus 280 health, and plus 224 armor. For
That could get quite additional.
reference, the average unit on the enemy field has like 10 attack and 50 health. Safe to say, we're pulling ahead, but we can't stop now, because we've got 16,000 gears and it only costs 200 to edit genes. In theory, that means we can edit 80 more genes, but in reality, we can actually go infinitely, because our tax office
And this is to go beyond!
are generating gears faster than we can spend them. So, like the visionary scientist I am, I spam gene editing like 300 times in a row without even considering the consequences. As it turns out, the consequences were that our dinos got absolutely fucking ripped and started pushing in the enemy base. In fact, I had to liquidate 90% of our military buildings to prevent us from winning too quickly. Our evolution must continue. Before long, we're at 820 attack, 1400 health, and over 350 armor.
And that's not even including the relic system that you can do. That's kind of like the meta growth system, is where you get these items, they each with their own little multipliers and additioners that can make things even crazier. So ooh, I just saw a whole bunch of them on the left side there too, right by the champion name. So he's definitely got himself some multipliers on there, and I wonder what they include.
Dinos have become so retardedly powerful that they're now tanking direct hits from meteors like it's nothing. And even with only one military building, we are easily defeating the entire enemy army. There's no stopping it any longer. Our dinosaurs push through the waves to reach the enemy keep and begin effortlessly demolishing it.
Making it sound like this is a little too easy somehow.
Typically,
I thought this was supposed to be a hard mode.
It takes like 30 seconds to kill one of these. We got it done in 5. And with that, we have achieved total Jurassic supremacy, and the first stage of the challenge is complete. Now we can move on to the next stage. By increasing the difficulty 21 times, all enemy minions now have plus 69% health. So if we want to win, we're going to need a
What is that whim thing? I saw the Konami code on there.
fairly broken commander, which brings us to Gustav. In the cartoon community, having the nuts refers to having a hand which is so powerful that you basically can't lose. And ladies and gentlemen, Gustav has the nuts, because every building in his arsenal is dedicated to the relentless pursuit of money, even at the cost of beating people to death with hired bodyguards. We load into the map to find our opponent is also playing a human faction. This is bad news, as humans are one of the most disgusting and depraved races in the entire game.
I mean, oh man, they've already started adding the what's his name? I forgot what he called himself. Dresden. They started adding Dresden already into these things. Oh, god damn it.
Regardless, we start by pausing the game and establishing an economic base in the bottom 3 lanes. Before the timer even starts, we've got 9 farms, 2 barns, 2 banks, a park, and a bodyguard agency all producing gold for us.
Okay, good to know that I've got a pretty similar setup for this guy.
That might sound very promising. However, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I tried this level about 20 minutes ago, and we got absolutely humiliated by Monk Griffin catapult spam. It was a truly down and dirty, filthy experience. And regardless of how hard I scrub, I don't think I'll ever feel clean again. Which is why I'm determined not to fall for the same trick this time.
Good luck with
I
that.
invest heavily in ranged units and pick up a relic to buff their attack.
Ooh, I like that one.
Before long, we've got an endless stream of archers perforating the locals in order to assert our mineral rights over this mine, which makes for a very peaceful backdrop to casually power level
Ooh, that's a lot of archers.
our commander. By the time we hit level 3, we pick up a camping tent, which heals our units when they're near a captured settlement, and we've also unlocked 2 of our most important buildings. First is the Treasure Vault. It's expensive as hell, but every few seconds it produces 1% of our total gold.
Remember that interest strategy I said I liked? There you go.
Right now, that's not a lot because we're dirt poor, but it has potential due to the town center. This building buffs the speed of adjacent economy buildings by 25%, and
That's a
it
good one.
stacks, meaning that if we get enough of these buildings lined up, we can aggressively expand our economy into the millions. But first, we have to survive, and that's not looking so good because the enemies are pushing into our base with a combination of monks, griffins, and catapults. Dear God.
And it only gets worse.
It's happening again. This specific composition of units is very dangerous, because the griffins are strong frontliners, the monks heal the griffins, and the catapults use area of effect to saturate our entire army with damage.
Yeah,
if we don't deal with this
nasty.
immediately, the enemy backline will slowly accumulate until they have enough healers to make their griffins invincible, and enough catapults to completely remodel your base in about 9 seconds.
Oh, Crusade. Oh. It's been a long time since I played the Stronghold series. I gotta give that game another go. I sucked at it so badly, but I really want to give it another go.
Worst of all, we're still riding the poverty line like a goddamn roller coaster, which means we're too broke
I hope that wasn't for real.
to fix this by spamming military buildings. I do try to recruit some wizards to slow the enemy advance, but it's too little, too late. They push right into our kingdom and start wrecking everything.
As one
Fortunately,
does.
we get exactly 1 second chance at this, because whenever your first building is destroyed, it unleashes a man-eating suitcase to protect you for about 2 minutes. So our luggage
Fun fact! This is based on the walking treasure chest of Discworld. That thing is a homicidal maniac that will protect your goods that whenever you put it in, as long as it's still loyal to you. If it's not loyal to you, God help you.
sprang into action and massacred 300 people in about 9 seconds. I took this opportunity to ponder on our current situation, and after a brief analysis, I have decided that the easiest way to counter the enemy build is to just copy it ourselves.
That's what I was thinking.
So I build a few griffin nests, monasteries, and siege factories, along with picking up these sunglasses to deal 400% more damage to flying units.
Because everyone knows sunglasses, blocks that sun from hitting your eyes, right?
All of that together finally put us at a kind of stalemate between our trading post and the enemy towers. We're not winning, but we are buying ourselves enough time to execute the next phase of the game plan. As we discussed earlier, treasure vaults are excellent economic buildings, and town centers give them a very powerful efficiency bonus. But now that our commander is max level, we have unlocked the brokerage. When placed between 2 buildings, the brokerage will add the efficiency bonus of the building on the left to the building on the right, which means that by using the correct arrangement of brokerages, town centers, and treasure vaults, we can propagate our efficiency downstream. taking a treasure vault from 150% speed to 500% speed. This means that instead of generating 1% of our total gold every 13 seconds, it's now generating 1% every 4 seconds. Then, by scaling our operation up, we increase that number to 9%, which, with some patience, rapidly balloons our wealth into the 6 figures. We reinvest just enough into the military to keep the enemies at bay, while letting the rest accumulate interest. I begin adding a second layer of town centers to ramp this up even further, and before long, we're in the millions. 90 seconds after that, and we're at 10 million. With this money, we could almost certainly brute force a military win, but there's a far more cathartic way for us to end this. Each vault is generating around 100,000 gold for us, and while the enemies are pushing with a sizable army, our camping tent is keeping them from breaking through. Our wealth is now exploding as we rocket into the
God damn, that was some numbers!
hundreds of millions, and
I didn't even know. I could have sworn there was a max number at some point.
finally
Maybe I was wrong, or maybe I just never got that far. Jesus.
approach my personal dream of becoming a billionaire, only for the game to violate us at the last possible second.
Oh, I guess there is one.
It hard capped our gold at 999,999,999, exactly 1 gold away from becoming a billionaire. Abel was murdered by his brother out of jealousy. Prometheus was bound into eternal torture for helping humanity, and Vito Spatafore was made gay by his heart medication.
It's complicated. I was working things out.
All of these are classic and relatable tragedies, but
I don't quite think that's how that worked, but sure, why not? Let's go with it.
being denied our capitalistic absolution by exactly $1 is truly in a league of its own. This is the kind of profound oppression that the common man could never understand. Begrudgingly, I accept that maybe 10 million gold per second is a livable wage, and we begin pushing back against the enemies, destroying 2 of their towers, which allows us to unlock the final piece of this puzzle, Big Pot Stew. This relic doubles the town center bonus from 25% to 50%.
Yeah, because that's what we needed. More money.
Which in turn doubles our entire economy. It's time to go. I sell all of our military buildings and add another row of economy. According to my calculations, we're now generating about 280 million gold every 4 seconds. Now you may be thinking, Reggie, that's cool and all, but your entire military has been dissolved and your last soldiers are currently dying. What now? And the answer is quite simple. We're going to erect a giant gold statue of ourselves and use it to crush our enemies under the weight of millions of gold pieces. This building is the Financial Nova. It's a real piece of shit, and you basically can't use it unless you're a billionaire, because every 20 seconds it consumes 50% of your entire gold stockpile to create a map-wide nuke. The nuke does 1 damage for every 200 gold contributed, and since it's consuming 500 million gold, the first shockwave rings out across the field, eventually reaching the enemy army and obliterating them with 2.5 million damage each.
It's a shame it doesn't hurt the castle, but still, you can see what that can do.
Before the
Damn!
Nova even exits the screen, our treasure vaults have already regenerated our wealth, and we're back
And
at
I thought the druids were fun, where they had the ability to actually attack the other guy directly.
1 billion, meaning that we now have complete and indefinite control over all life on the planet. Unfortunately, the Nova doesn't hit enemy structure, so we build a single cannon factory and a few monasteries. With this, we slowly begin tearing down the enemy base while spawn camping their army relentlessly.
Now that's just rude.
Eventually, they've had enough and their keep is destroyed. Just another soul harvested for corporate America. Now, you may be thinking, Reggie, you've just resurrected the dinosaurs and broken the world economy. How do you intend on topping that? Bold of you to assume I'm a top at all, but the answer is quite simple. Welcome to the Clown Show.
Okay, if considering this is the one he titled on, oh boy, this has gotta be nuts.
Moving on to this final run.
Oh, and this was the demon one. Okay, you're gonna see the craziness of demons.
We'll be increasing the difficulty to 46, which buffs the enemy's health
Boy.
by about 140%. For this challenge, we're going to be using our most filthy strategy yet, and it's all based around this commander right here. Clown is a demonic jester that focuses on cloning buildings and units. Additionally, we will have
Really? Oh, that's gonna be nasty.
to adhere to the demon faction's mechanics, which are similar to that of a live streaming website, because it all starts with a human soul. First, we have to capture the soul. For this purpose, I recommend slave pens, slaughterhouses, or even spiky cages. Once we've got the souls, we're going to sacrifice them at such lovely locations as Sulphur Pit and Skull Fortress. This sends them straight to hell, and in return, we'll get some lovely demons. Whenever we're not sending people straight into the fiery chasm of hell,
Oh, dear
we may
God.
also decide to just burn them alive at these furnaces in exchange for gold. If you can get behind all of that conceptually, then you have a promising future streaming on Twitch.
Okay, I'm not the. What the frick am I like? Oh, god damn it, Dan Clancy. Okay. When it comes to the soul concept of the demons, I'm always a little behind on it. I can make it work to at least win a few games, but oh my god, do I suck trying to make that work. Therefore, using lemur span, which kind of makes their own souls and adds up upon each other, kind of my main strategy with that one.
In accordance with all of that, I set us up with a simple starter build, and before long, we've got our first batch of lemurs sacrificing themselves for gold mine supremacy. Our enemies attempt to stop us using goblin mechanics, but these might be the only unit more pathetic
Hey, dwarves, dwarves.
than lemurs, so it's no problem. This gave us an opportunity to hit level 2 and purchase some vaults of greed. This will be our primary source of gold. Each vault can be filled with up to 1,000 souls, and the more souls inside, the more money we get. However, upon hitting level 3, we gain access to the Soul Urn Relic,
Ooh,
which
that's a nice
increases
one.
the Vault of Greed's limit by 1,000. This is the core mechanic which we intend to abuse with the clown. Whether it's a bug
I'm pretty sure that's pretty much a necessary one to pretty much make this whole thing work.
or intended game design, I do not know, but our commander ability allows us to duplicate a building, and when you duplicate a thing, the game seems to reapply all bonuses to that thing. So
I see where you're going with this. Oh, mama.
if we duplicate a Vault of Greed with a 2,000 soul limit, instead of getting a direct copy of it, we actually get a Vault of Greed with a 3,000 soul limit.
Wait, what?
Over several generations of cloning, this allows us to stack buffs and
Okay, I didn't see that coming, but oh my god.
concentrate our entire economy into a single building, which is very powerful because it frees up plenty of real estate for this next part. Ladies and
And if there's one thing I have learned is that the demons kind of are always fighting for real estate.
gentlemen, the circus is coming to town.
Dear
This
God.
is our commander-specific building, and for the cost of 110 souls, it will summon killer clowns to stab random bystanders to death. That's always nice, but the real highlight is that each of these clowns automatically clone themselves every 30 seconds. And just like with the buildings, the clones seem to reapply all buffs. For instance, earlier in the game, we picked up Berserker Armor, which gives our clowns 50% more health. Due to clone buffing, a first-generation clown spawns in with 52 health, but then his clone comes out with 70 health, and the clone's clone comes out with 88.
Oh
Usually,
my
in media,
God.
the more you clone
That's dirty!
something, the more genetically deranged it becomes. But in this game, it just gets better and better.
And still deranged.
Now, in theory, the idea of an infinitely replicating, infinitely improving army of carnival workers is very strong. But clowns are expensive as hell, and now that our enemies are using spider mines and gyrocopters, we're getting pushed back pretty aggressively.
Dwarves, everybody.
We try to stop them with some succubi and suicide bombers, but it's too little too late. So I surrender myself to the warm embrace of the luggage as it spawns onto the map and rips apart our enemies. While that's going on, I take the opportunity to upgrade us to level 5, because while the clowns are pretty good, we're currently facing an army of attack helicopters and 800-pound double-fisting robots. But what if we weren't? What if instead we were fighting an army of harmless rabbits? Because for my last trick, I decided to purchase several tier 5 magic hats. Each one of these activates to transform 5 random enemies into rabbits. It's impossible to know.
What stats is that gonna give to it, I wonder?
But I sincerely hope that the process is painful. But even if it isn't, it's definitely painful when a gang of juggalos runs up to them and stabs them 150 times.
That's not quite that word works, but I suppose it could.
Now listen, abusing the magic hat system isn't our end goal here, because while we could use it to win, I do feel kind of bad about using suicide bombers to fight rabbits.
No, you don't!
So gradually, I begin waning us off our reliance on magic hats, and I also decide to sell all buildings except for the circuses. Now we can fully commit
Rip to the lemur dens.
Ourselves to building our Giga Chad clown army.
God
to
damn it.
achieve this, I start building Circles of Fury. Each one of these increases clown health by 10%, and by spamming them, we manage to achieve over 200% bonus health plus 50% from our relics, meaning that each time a clown clones himself, he gets 2.5 times better. This has huge implications. Imagine if I cloned you, and your clone was 2.5 times better. Your new better self could easily overpower you and lock you away in the attic, as he stole your identity. Every day, you would be forced to subsist on a diet of table scraps and the occasional attic bat.
Reggie, who hurt you?
As you listen to your clone effortlessly ingratiate himself to your family and casually achieve all of your dreams. In the nights, your better self may find sick enjoyment in blowing cigar smoke up at you through the ceiling boards, which will slowly cause you to slip into an irrevocable madness. If you can't get excited about that, I just don't know what to tell you. In any event, the buffs are quickly piling up as
Reggie, you are... I don't know which one is more insane, him or Seth.
our swarm of clowns intensifies, eventually destroying the final enemy tower and pushing on their core. The sheer quantity of knife crime on display is enough to bring a tear of joy to my eye. The enemies respond by...
Oh great, we're in London now all of a sudden.
...using machine gun helicopters to spray randomly into the crowd. But for each clown they gun down, 2 take his place. And before long, their base goes up in flames. A smile spreads across my face as I realize I just spent 40 minutes stabbing people to death, and all I got was this fucking toque. God damn it. Well, there you have it. We have conquered this game on multiple levels, from creating the ultimate life form to generating infinite wealth, and finally using an army of hepatitis patients to rid the world of the dwarf menace. Truly, this is a good
dwarfs
day. I want to thank this month's patrons for supporting the channel, and finally, thank you for watching.
Okay, oh my god, yeah. I'm telling you, this frickin' game, man. Oh dear, oh, and I know what I'm watching next. Okay, so yeah, that is There Are No Orcs. Cause, oh dear god, yeah, this game is a frickin' insane mess. Every single one of those characters has some crazy system along with it that you can abuse things with, and just... Oh, it's such a fun game. You can do so many crazy things with it. I love it. But yeah, I thank you very much for joining with us. I highly recommend playing that game. And I also highly recommend going to Reggie's, and if you haven't yet already, give likes on his film. Ding, ding. And if you enjoyed, please leave a like. If you're not, leave a dislike. If there's anything that you either want to say, or if you want me to react to it specifically, please put it in the reactions. And please do subscribe to help my channel grow, as well as to follow along with any further of my reactions and Let's Plays. Y'all have a good one now, and be sure to live life to the max. I'm out. Bye.